Reading for June 20th, Science of Mind, A Philosophy of Faith, A Way of Life by Ernest Holmes. Reading from page 466, paragraph 2, through page 467, paragraph 3, using inclusive language.
And the parents saw them afar off. And they arose and came to their parent. But when they were yet a great way off, their parents saw them and had compassion, and ran and fell on their neck and kissed them. This is the most perfect lesson ever taught by the great teacher. When they were yet a great way off, their parents saw them and ran and fell on their neck and kissed them. This means that Source turns to us as we turn to it. A more beautiful thought could not be given than this. There is always a reciprocal action between the universal and the individual mind. As we look at the divine looks at us. Is it not true that when we look at God, God is looking through us at itself? Spirit comes to us as we come to it. It is done unto us as we believe. Act as though I am, and I will be. Consciousness does not condemn. And the child said unto them, Parent, I have sinned against heaven and in thy sight, and I am no more worthy to be called thy child. But the parent said to their servants, Bring forth the best robe, and put it on them, and put a ring on their hand and shoes on their feet. And bring hither the fatted calf, and kill it, and let us eat and be merry. For this my child was dead and is alive again. They were lost and are found. And they began to be merry. The great lesson to learn here is that consciousness never reproaches and never condemns. Spirit did not say to the returning child, You miserable sinner, you are no more worthy to be called my child. It did not say, I will see what I can do about saving your lost soul. I will spill the blood of my most precious child in hopes that by this atonement your life might be made eternal. It did not say, You are a worm of the dust, and I will grind you under my feet in order that you may know that I am the one and the supreme power of the universe. No, God did not say any of these atrocious things. What the Source did say was, Bring forth quickly the best robe and put it on them, and put a ring on their hand and shoes on their feet. Here Jesus is showing that God is love and knows nothing about hate. God knows no sin. Perhaps the most significant thing in this paragraph is the fact that God did not answer its child when they talked about being a sinner. The divine talked about something else. This is one of the most wonderful lessons in the whole story. God does not know evil and therefore cannot talk about or conceive it in any form. God does not even hear us, could not hear us, when we talk about sin or evil. If it could hear it, it would be conscious of it. And if it could be conscious of it, it would not be wholly good. If God could know evil, then evil would be an eternal reality. But God is sinless and perfect, and nothing can reflect itself in the divine save a perfect image. If God could know sin, it would be a sinner. It is enough to know that this cannot be. The best robe. Now, the best robe was a seamless garment and typifies a state of complete unity, as does the ring. The robe is seamless, and the ring is without beginning or end. It begins everywhere and ends nowhere. It is like eternity and eternal reality. It perfectly describes the divine nature. The fatted calf represents the abundance of God's love and providence.